Okay, let's continue on. So I did the work. It doesn't take much, just a little bit like a pain. Is again selecting the reveals, making sure they're cutting both of the panels along their way. So I did that for all the vertical ones and for all the horizontal ones. So if you go through the seams, that will be always perfectly cut. No? Okay, next step is creating a cut through the entire wall. So we're going to tap on the entire wall until we can select the curtain wall precast concrete wall, which is the entire thing, until you have this option up here, edit profile. So this is open for your interpretation of what is more beautiful or not, but basically it's just creating diagonal lines or curves if you want, and just make sure that if you create a curve, don't go like next to the meeting point between panels. Okay, try to stay in the central zone, no? So like that, for example. I'm not thinking much about what is that I'm doing, but okay. And as long as it's a close polyline at the end, it should be fine, no? Let's do this and there. Now we're making a cut out, so we actually want this piece and this other piece and three pieces here. So we need to split here, here, and here, and start trimming around. Basically, we need the profiles of whatever we want wall. No, we say okay. And there you have the cut. No, I'm sure you guys can come out with a much interesting one and even a logical one. For example, probably this one could have gone a little bit higher so you have light in this area. It could be that you have more lighting laboratories in some areas more than in others, etc. We're going to place windows nevertheless in the rest. Okay, so here we're going to also tap until we select the entire curtain wall. For this one, actually, I'm going to go to the elevation, which is actually the section. Let me turn off this, select again, and edit profile. Now it's kind of tricky. I'm not sure if this is the line or that, so you can test and then edit the profile afterwards. I'm start there. Now again, this doesn't mean this is good architecture at all, so be careful with telling other professors that Professor Severino said this is good or anything, okay? Okay, so we do a splitting as SL. I didn't go to the, because I know the shortcut. TR for trimming, SL, trim, trim, TR, trim, 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 and again, we basically need a polyline going around wherever we have wall. No? Now before finishing, I'm going to actually complete this because I'm going to make the opening from the entry building to the laboratory, and I'm going to do it exactly corresponding with the wall, but you might want it smaller or not depending on your plan configuration. So I'm just going to go there to the top of the roof, stop there, come down, meet the wall again, SL for split, split, TR for trimming, trimming, and again I'm taking advantage of this step and generating an opening for the in-between between the lab and the entry building. So I'm going to say OK, 3D, and there we go. If you go to the 3D and this doesn't match, just go again, select your current wall by tabbing, edit the profile, and make sure that, I mean, you don't necessarily have to do that. You could go here, then up, and then right. So you're open to aesthetics criteria, as long as you know what you're doing. So okay, that's the opening. The next step is creating inside of this cut a glass curtain wall. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is a wall. I'm going to go to my default. I'm going to create just any one here. I could have done it without creating one. I just like to create one, select it, and edit the type so I can duplicate it. And here I'm going to say lab curtain wall, and somehow that's it. Yeah, let's say OK. We will change these elements afterwards, so I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm going to just say OK. So that becomes that wall, so I can actually delete it. I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to go to the plan, and I'm going to do that wall, curtain wall, pretty much from the same points that the other concrete wall is doing, and I'm going to go from level 1 to top of parapet. Okay, you can mean that side on the other one. I'm going to do it in the interior. I did spacebar there, and I'm going to go from there to the end. I'm going to do only one for now, so you will see what's happening. Most probably it's going to tell me you're nuts. Why would you want to do that? You have another wall there. Why would you want to put another one? So I'm stubborn, and I want to break the laws of Revit, and I want to do it. So if I select it there, I know it's that one, and if I select the other one here, I know it's the other one. Sorry. Sometimes you have to tap again so you get the precast concrete. So again, you have two curtain walls in the exact same place. One of them has a concrete wall embedded. The other one is a normal default curtain wall. Now we want to go to that one. Let's go to the front section or elevation. I have a lot of stuff opening. Make sure you select it, the one you want, which is the glass, not the concrete, and edit profile. Now we need the opposite. So I'm going to say pick lines. I'm going to pick one of each of the lines because I can trim them or fillet them afterwards. Okay, I'm going to trim these guys, and in this case I want the interior. Now I'm filleting, which is trimming, TR. Make sure you have a closed polyline and then you don't have these lines here. So I escape once, delete, and just double check and say OK. I'm going to do the same from the other view. Control Tab. Actually, you have to go to the top view, create the wall, WA. Start the current wall from the same point. Go to the end. It's going to tell me it's embedded. Are you crazy? Why would you want to do that? In this case, I think I forgot to go to from the top of parapet and from the level 1, so I can select it now. I know it's there, so just place it now. So level 1, top of parapet. It goes all the way. It's going to cut through that area as well. I'm going to go to that elevation. Here we go. Select it. Make sure it is. Edit profile. Pick lines. Okay, start trimming. We don't care if there's no curtain wall here right now because that should be an opening. So trim, trim, trim. Double check, things look good. We don't want that one, so delete it. Okay, go to the 3D, and now we know we have only glass where it corresponds. Okay, so now there's a little step of implementing mullions whatever we want them. So I have a criteria from the elevations to place under architecture several curtain grids. So before doing that, what I'm going to do is DL, detail lines, and place 3 feet to the right and to the left a curtain grid. So I'm going to just say curtain grid. I'm going to place it whatever for now. You can escape that, move the curtain grid so it meets that line. I'm using that line only to measure, and you move this one to the end. I'm going to delete those lines because I don't need them right now. You can perfectly copy grids with no problem. CO, and you can go. Well, actually, this is a good point. I did it with this grid. We might have some. So it's good. Let's put it there. CO. There. CO. Make sure you have multiple from here to there. So you go to the center grid there. I'm going to select only one CO from the grid. I really don't need the one in the right, and it goes automatically standard. And this one, CO to here. Okay, I also want to do DL for detail line, 3 feet up, and DL down, 3 feet down. So I create a curtain grid. I'm going to place it for now any place here. I'm going to move it up, snap there, CO, snap there, delete the lines, select, pressing Control, CO, between levels. You don't have to trim it because it understands perfectly that it wants to go always inside of the curtain wall. So let's go and put another one there, and the bottom I forgot to here. Okay, I have to do the same in the other elevation. I think I'm missing a top one. Okay, you get the idea. I'm going to say DL here as well. 3 feet. If you want to go fast, to mirror that line, you go curtain grid. Make sure you put the curtain grid in your glass panels, not in the, because you can still put grids inside of your concrete panels. You want to do it always in the new one here. So I'm going to select that, move, snap, CO, snap, CO to all the levels. We're missing, yes, one here in the top. And we put another curtain grid here. Detail line 3. Mirror, so we have the other line there. Move. Snap there. CO for copying there. I'm going to delete the lines. CO. It's a disaster. Control C that. Select again CO. Make sure you're selecting the grids. I wonder if I'm in wireframe now. So I see a lot of stuff behind. Oh, because the glass. Good, 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 good. And we only place one at the end, no? One here. I think I was missing from the other one this one in the top, so just make sure you have that. So we have current grids, which is great. Now it's much more simple, the next step, and we're almost done. We're just gonna say, hey, instead of a current grid, place a mullion, and instead of the panels here where there's different partitions, we want to have an opaque panel so we don't see that, no? Okay.